The Ukraine war, a conflict that has sent shockwaves across the globe. A war that has not only transformed the geopolitical landscape, but has also redefined the very nature of modern warfare. Our narrative begins in November of 2020, when tensions between Ukraine and Russia escalated dramatically. An ongoing territorial dispute in the Donbass region, a volatile area straddling Ukraine's eastern border with Russia, turned into a full-blown war. The international community watched in horror as Russia launched an aggressive military campaign against its smaller neighbor. Fast forward to March of 2022, we see the conflict in Ukraine taking a racial turn. Media coverage and social media responses began to reveal racial bias and double standards. The tragedy of the conflict was often emphasized because it involved predominantly white Ukrainians, while the plight of people of color in the war-torn country was markedly downplayed. Reports of mistreatment and racism at the borders surfaced as African and other non-white individuals attempted to flee Ukraine. As the conflict raged on, its effects rippled far beyond the borders of Ukraine and Russia. By March of 2023, the war had started to impact economies thousands of miles away. Indonesia, for instance, saw a slowdown in its economic growth due to the war. The invasion weakened commodity and energy prices and stirred fears of a global recession. The disruption of wheat production due to the conflict in Ukraine affected Indonesia's food sector and contributed to higher inflation. The personal rivalry between US President Joe Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin also intensified during this period. In March of 2022, during Biden's visit to Europe, Putin's missile struck Lviv, Ukraine, injuring many and disrupting the city's relative calm. Biden, who was visiting Ukrainian refugees in Poland, expressed his anger towards Putin. This trip highlighted the unsettled atmosphere in Europe due to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. In conclusion, the Ukraine war has had far-reaching effects, ranging from racial tension to global economic impacts. It has also intensified international political rivalries. As the conflict continues, the world watches and waits, hoping for a resolution that will restore peace and stability.